what's good, YouTube, man? It's Be Reacts back again with another reaction video, man. Today we got another Chick Smooth video titled Camron, Your Show Is Ass and I'm Better Than You. Elliott Wilson crashing out, going in on Camron for, for doing media, which is, kind of a sorry take if you think about it. Like, you know how people be coming out these days talking about, athletes doing podcasts, doing this stuff. Nigga, if you got the money, you got the resources, anybody can get on social media and create content. So I don't know what this nigga is talking about, but let's get into it and see this reaction. If it's your first time on this channel, man, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Let's get to it.
YouTube chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Look at Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Wait just a minute, everybody. Hold up. Pump the brakes. People. We got a
Why that picture of Camron is crazy.
last-minute entry for Crash Out of the Year. Big Ellie is back, and once again, you guys, he's in rare form hitting on another media personality. Now, Elliott Wilson had a very interesting 2024. He started off the year beefing with Kai Cenat, all because he felt like Kai Cenat was not a media platform. Elliott Wilson dissed Kai Cenat after Nicki Minaj appeared on the streaming platform. He also beefed with Charlemagne after Charlemagne called him out for trying to beef with Kai Cenat. Then, of course, you guys know about Elliott Wilson and how he feels about Drake. After Drake gave him one of the biggest interviews on his podcast, the Rap Raider podcast, Elliott Wilson is officially done with Drake. Drake actually dissed him earlier this year. This came after Elliott Wilson was trying to clown Drake for sitting down with Bobby Altoff. And now to end off the year, Elliott Wilson is picking on Camron to beef with. And if you guys know Cam is not the person you want to go at. Now, Elliott Wilson did an interview with Rory and Maul's podcast, and unfortunately, somebody gave him a little bit too much to drink.
It sounds like the nigga is a hater, honestly. Like, it gives off like, them niggas that did shit back in the day and then shit ain't popping out for them, and then they start hating on every new nigga that's doing something that they popping. That's what it's giving.
And you guys know that media personalities and alcohol do not mix. You guys know the saying, a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. We actually got to see how Elliott Wilson feels about Camron and the success he's having with his podcast, which is crazy because Camron told us, yo, I started this podcast with my own money. I didn't have any investors to give me money for it. This podcast was literally something I came up with in my living room. Here's what he said.
I just was arguing with on the phone for like 2 hours about sports, and I'm like, when I get off the phone, I would look, it'd be like 2 hours and 25 minutes. I'm like, and I'd be mad.
That's a podcast,
and I'm
nigga.
like, I need to put that energy somewhere where I can make some money from it, because sports and politics are never going anywhere. So you have people doing podcasts, they'll be in their kitchen, in their living room, on their couch, or their headphones or whatever. And then you had ESPN, which was really, really professional, and there was nothing in between that. And so what I said to myself was, I'm gonna take about $200,000 out of my own money. I'm gonna build a set. I'm gonna wear a suit, get a host, a female host, and another counterpart to argue with me about sports. And it'll look professional, but we gonna talk how we talk in the barbershop or the liquor store.
Yo, that's like so fucking smart though. Because if you see that show, I think it is what it is. Like, from like what I've seen from it, man, it's like, when I first seen it, I was like, yo, why these niggas is wearing suits in the most professional manner, but these niggas is saying the most outrageous shit, pausing every second, doing everything. Like, yo, like, this is like, he's right. This is like, if you was to think of like hood niggas just getting together in the most professional setting and just being themselves, barbershop, like,
gambling spot or anywhere that urban America is that argues about sports. Because if you walk into a barbershop, it ain't ESPN. They really intense. They arguing about sports. So I thought I put those two things together, and that's how I started off.
Well, after seeing all the success Camron had with his podcast, Elliott Wilson says, nah, dog, I don't like that shit. It rubs me the wrong way. I feel like you don't deserve the success that you're having right now. And on top of that, I feel like it should be me, not you. Here's Elliott Wilson speaking on Camron's podcast.
There is still a side, and those people that could do great interviewers are now becoming the media.
Yes. Everybody's media. Summer Walker's media. Camron's running like he's Stephen A. Smith.
It's what we're dealing with.
Why are you saying like he's Stephen A? Why he not running around like Cameron?
He's
See,
Cameron to be that.
That's what people be mad at you about when you say shit like that.
Which I think he should lean into. Be the old villain.
That was
Shout out to him for checking him right there, bro. Shout out to him.
hate.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think people be mad at you.
Oh, it's hate.
Cam is running around like he's Stephen A. Smith. No,
why is he a sports journalist? Because he has an opinion? Why?
But
him and Mace have proved to have a good opinion that
he
people
got
care
Mace
about.
having a job and really like check because the bag is
He was
there.
a pastor.
But Elliott, you don't think that we all come from the culture of we all sit around in our neighborhoods in front of our buildings
But
in the
Mark don't
barbershop?
make you a journalist.
But I'm just saying we all sit around in our groups with our friends and talk about
our
sports,
opinions. Yes,
music.
absolutely.
That's all these guys are doing right now.
But that's not fair. Is Shannon Sharp a journalist?
No, but that's the
Or does he
easier
have
bridge.
experience from it?
That's where the athlete becomes the media. That's the easier Charles Barkley. That's easier transition.
So why is it easier for the athlete but not the artist?
It's not easier, but I don't like it because, like, you imagine, like, this is the shit I do well, and not everybody want to do it, and they get the celebrity off that
you don't
shit.
like it because you feel like they're not coming to the journalists to have these conversations.
I'm real with that.
Which affects your bottom
The best I
line.
ever do is me with that. So then you want to be that. Or
Nah, he sounds sensitive. He sound like he don't like. He sound like he don't know why he's hating this shit. He just hates that these niggas are successful. That's what he sounds like.
celebrity of what. So I can talk about that. I don't like that shit, and not be a hater.
Yeah.
It's reality.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't like it because you don't think they're good at it?
I know I'm better at it.
Okay.
It's me. It's my life.
Okay.
That's a hater, bro. What?
But Elliot, what
Imagine
would make
it.
you better at it? Because in this day and age, it's just not about getting the information right. It's about who's more entertaining. So who are you to say
Yeah.
I'm better at this than them? When what
I'll prove it to you. I'm better than you. Like I'm the best. I'm more informed.
Are you better at telling a story? Are you better
100%.
at getting accurate?
They're not better.
information?
It's like that shit cringeworthy. I watch that shit. It's not good.
Yo,
Shit ain't
But
popping.
this-
it ain't popping.
But their podcast has literally blown up and niggas like it. It's not like, you see, that's the problem with niggas these days, bro. Niggas really think the world revolves around them or like whatever their opinion is. Nigga, it's like 8 billion in this world. You don't have to fuck with something, but if 100 million niggas fuck with it, doesn't mean that shit is ass. You just don't fuck with it. But don't go out there hating. That's yeah. That's what these niggas be on these days. It's crazy.
I don't agree.
This takes-
What's the Cameron interview? Was like, yo, Cameron really asked the questions. Like, what are you talking about? No.
But what interview did Cam take away from something of let's say we're the hip hop ilk? Even if Maul and I aren't journalists, we're still in hip hop media. You are a hip hop journalist. What interview did Cam take away from us?
Yeah, I just feel like that's some crazy shit. Like, if you look at their podcast, bruh, and you can see, like, they've gotten, like, some of the biggest people on there. They had O.J. Simpson on there. They had Stephen A. Smith, Antonio Brown, all these crazy, like, real athletes and niggas that are actually in the field to validate their podcast, bro. If you ain't getting them type of niggas on your podcast, if you ain't getting them type of, it's just, it gives the podcast a different type of aura. Like, it gives it like validation, like when real athletes are going on there and talking their shit and giving their opinion on their platform. I can see why niggas would hate on that type of shit.
They have celebrity has access to different things that I may not have. And again, I do feel like they underperform.
See, I think I have to push
Every
back. I have to
time.
push back
No?
there because you have had 25 years of relationships with
30,
publicists,
30,
PR interviews.
30.
The three majors where Cam is a
30.
celebrity and has, relationships for him being in the game for 30 years. But you have direct relationships with the majors that the rest of the podcasting world never had. So you still do have that. I think we have to go back to the period at the end of the sentence of what the fans want. And with Cam or Young Miami, maybe they just want to be entertained. With Kai, they just want to be entertained. They don't want to be informed. They don't want to be informed.
The access goes to them above me. That's the problem I have. That's what it comes down to. You see what I'm saying? Because it seems sexy, like, yo, Cam's the sports reporter now. Hey, woo.
Okay, but let's not act like that's not always been hip hop or entertainment at the time. We've seen things that were hot and then failed immediately, but at that time, that was the hot shit that people went to.
And
That's like any genre.
They don't have to fail. It's all good. They can do their thing. I'm just saying, like, yo, I'm competing. I want a shot. I'm in this. I'm still here. I want to compete.
But that,
So his version of competing is hating on other niggas. Yeah.
I mean, that goes back.
But now you sound like the old nigga in the park that don't get picked up no more.
Yep.
And I don't want to be that. You're right.
Yeah, but not. I'm not.
stop being that.
And I'm not saying that you are that because
It's all good.
I know your work. I'm from New York City. I know Elliott Wilson's work.
You always shifted with that. Then when the blogs came, even though you pissed off Nah Right and everyone else because they felt like you were late to the party, to the regular consumer, you
They
weren't.
hated Rap Radar, right?
Rap Radar came.
Oh, my God.
But then how all those bloggers viewed you, I think is how you're viewing someone like Camron. Because you have all the connections and relationships that maybe SK, Low, Mech, and them didn't have. But you still looked like somebody that was at the forefront of shifting to blogs. Then we made podcasting popping. Then Rap Radar podcast came, and you took God knows how many interviews from us.
Shout out to bro, man. He really checking that shit. But it's like, it's the old saying in the jungle, nigga. Either adapt or die. You're not gonna survive if you're not willing to be like, yo, if this shit is the new shit that's popping, I better get on that, or your ass is just gonna, hey, we're just gonna look at you like you crazy. That's just the way
you
it is.
continue to adapt.
Will
So
Smith
that's
pulled up?
that's why I'm shocked to hear the things that you're saying now, because I've only known you to adapt.
God damn, that was some elite hatred right there. Keep in mind, these two guys are in different lanes. Elliott Wilson does media podcasts in relation to music. Camron does media podcasts in relation to sports. Completely different lines of work that never has to cross. I don't know which interviews Elliott Wilson feels like Camron took away from him. Surely it's not Floyd Mayweather, the Thanasis Antetokounmpo, or Roy Jones Jr. Now, of course, Camron has had a couple rappers on his show. Recently, he had 50 Cent on his platform, but that has nothing to do with you, Elliott. People enjoy Camron's podcast because it's funny and also it's authentic. And on top of that, not even to glaze him, but he's got a pretty good personality too. All these things go a long way in having a very successful podcast. Now, I get it. You get more traction when you're hating on people these days. And I think Elliott Wilson wants to continue to take on the role as a villain in hip-hop. And I'm cool with that. But my thing is, don't apologize when the person comes back at you. If you want to be the villain, you got to take it all the way. You got to embrace it. Embrace the hate. Matter of fact, you got to go on 10 other platforms to double down on your hate for Camron. No backtracking in 2025. Nah, you got to follow through, Elliott. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Elliott Wilson's comments about Camron? Do you guys think it's warranted, or is this just pure hate? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video.
Yeah, man, I feel like niggas just hating, honestly. I feel like it's just niggas. Like, once again, if you can't adapt, then sorry. Like, it's always going to be some shit it's always going to be new shit. That's just time. That's just life, bro. If you can't adapt to that and learn to be successful within the adapting, then your ass just gonna be left hating like these niggas do, man. But anyways, man, if this is your first time on this channel, you fuck with these type of videos, man, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.